The most dangerous prison in the world has no bars, no walls, and no guards. It lives inside your own head. Every time you said, "I can't," you laid another brick. Every time you believed someone who told you to be realistic, you locked another door. The truth is, most of the limits you feel are not real. They are illusions you built, reinforced by fear, doubt, and comfort. Look around your life right now. How much of it is shaped by what you think you can't do? That's the prison I'm talking about. But here's the good news. If you built it, you can tear it down. And when you do, the world you thought was impossible will open up. You are not trapped. You are not powerless. You are the architect. And that means you can also be the demolisher. Imagine for a moment that every single limitation holding you back disappeared. What would your life look like? What dreams would you chase if fear had no voice? What would you attempt if failure wasn't even an option? That's not a fantasy. That's your potential. The chains you feel are not steel. They are paper. But as long as you believe they are unbreakable, you'll never pull hard enough to rip through them. Think about the people you admire most. They were not born fearless. They simply decided to act before their chains could tighten around them. So I'll ask you, are you living the life you want or the life your fears have allowed? The gap between the two is not miles wide. It's one decision away. Let me make something clear. This isn't another speech to hype you up for a day. This is not about leaving here feeling motivated for a moment. Motivation fades. It burns bright and then dies when life throws the first storm at you. What we are talking about today is transformation, something that changes you from the inside out, so that no storm, no failure, no obstacle can put you back in that prison. Transformation is not about a single moment of inspiration. It's about shifting the foundation of who you believe you are and what you think is possible. That's why you're here. Not to feel good, not to hear a few nice words, but to walk out of this moment different from who you were when you walked in. If that doesn't scare you just a little, you're not paying attention. Change is uncomfortable because it forces you to confront the walls you've built. But on the other side of that discomfort is freedom. Here's a reality you can't escape. Time isn't waiting for you to get ready. It doesn't pause while you hesitate. Every second you spend sitting in fear, doubt, or indecision, life moves forward without you. That's why limitations are so dangerous. They don't just hold you still. They make you watch while your dreams drift away. Look back 5 years. How much has changed? How much hasn't changed because you were too afraid to move? Now picture 5 years into the future. If you don't break these chains now, what will you see? The truth is harsh. The cost of doing nothing is far greater than the cost of trying and failing, because time won't stop. And one day you'll realize it's not the chains that trapped you. It was your own decision to stay inside them. Here's my promise to you. By the end of this, you won't just feel inspired. You'll have the key. Not a magic key someone gives you, but the one you forge yourself through truth, action, and courage. And once you have it, no chain, no wall, no limitation will ever hold you the same way again. Today, we are not breaking a few bad habits. We are breaking a lifetime of mental walls. And if you're ready, if you're truly ready, you'll walk out of here carrying something you can never lose again, the power to free yourself. You did not come into this world afraid. You did not arrive believing you were weak. Watch any child learning to walk. They fall 100 times and get up 101. No hesitation, no shame. So where did your chains come from? They were given to you. A teacher who told you to aim lower. A parent who projected their fear onto your future. A world that said, stay in line, don't stand out. But hear me, you weren't born with those limits. They were taught, and anything that is learned can be unlearned. Every "I can't" you've spoken was someone else's voice echoing through your own. It's time to silence it. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not too late. Those chains aren't you. They're stories you've been carrying that were never yours to begin with. The voices in your head, the ones that whisper, "You're not enough," they are echoes of a past that no longer exists. Maybe it was the coach who told you you'll never make it. Maybe it was the first time you failed and believed that failure defined you. But listen carefully, those are ghosts. They have power only if you feed them. Your past doesn't get to decide your future unless you hand it the pen. You are not the sum of your mistakes, your upbringing, or the doubts others dumped on you. You are the sum of the choices you make right now. Those voices aren't prophecy, they are noise. And you have the right and the power to turn the volume down and start writing a new story where you win. Have you ever seen a seed crack through concrete? It's one of the most powerful things in nature. That seed didn't have perfect soil. It didn't have ideal conditions. Yet it grew because life inside it was stronger than what was on top of it. That's you. Your dream, your potential, your purpose, they are seeds. And no matter how much weight your past, fear, or circumstances have piled on top of you, that life inside is still pushing to break through. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop telling yourself you need everything lined up to start. You don't. That seed didn't wait for the concrete to soften. It broke it. You are stronger than the weight pressing down on you. Your growth doesn't depend on ideal circumstances. It depends on your decision to rise. So push. Push until the crack appears. Push until the light gets in. You were born to grow beyond the weight of everything holding you down. Right now, you are living inside a story you've been telling yourself for years. Maybe it's, "I'm not smart enough." Maybe it's too late for me." Maybe it's, "People like me don't win." But here's the question you must face. Is it true, or is it just familiar? Familiar doesn't mean true. It just means repeated. You've told yourself the same lie so many times it feels like fact. But fact and belief are not the same thing. So ask yourself, if you change that story, how different would your life look? What if instead of "I can't," you said, "I can and I will"? One new sentence can rewrite your entire future. Stop living in an old chapter. Pick up the pen and write something worthy of the life you want, not the life you've settled for. Every limitation you believe is like a fire. It only burns as long as you feed it. Stop giving it fuel. Stop repeating the same lies in your head. Stop agreeing with the voice that tells you to stay small. The moment you refuse to feed it, the fire dies, the chain rusts, the wall cracks. You are not as trapped as you think. You are not as powerless as you've been told. You are one decision away from breaking the cycle. Starve the lie, and you'll see the truth. You were free all along. Let me tell you something that will sting. Staying the same is the most expensive decision you will ever make. Change is hard, yes. It's uncomfortable. It demands sacrifice. But regret is a wound that never closes. Years from now, you won't remember the fear you felt starting. You won't remember the discomfort of growing. But you will remember the moment you could have moved and didn't. Think about it. When you're older, sitting with your memories, would you rather say, "I tried and failed," or "I never even took the shot"? Pain is temporary. Regret is forever. Don't let your future self hate the choices you made today because you were afraid of being uncomfortable. Change hurts, but it heals. Regret hurts, and it never goes away. Close your eyes and picture yourself 5 years from now. Where are you? Who are you? Are you still living inside the same fears and limits you carry today? Are you still talking about what you wish you could do? Or are you living a life that looks nothing like the one you have now because you decided to break free? That future version of you is waiting. One version is bitter, exhausted, and filled with what ifs. The other is free, proud, and grateful that you chose to fight. Which one will you become? This isn't some far-off fantasy. The decisions you make right now are laying the bricks for the road you'll walk 5 years from today. Every choice you make either keeps you in the cage or cracks it open. And the terrifying truth: doing nothing is still a choice. What will yours be? I'm going to ask you a question, and I don't want you to answer casually. I want you to feel it deep. Which one do you choose? The life where you stay safe, small, and stuck? Or the life where you fight, struggle, and win? Which one? Don't tell me both. Don't tell me someday. You choose every single day whether to stay in the prison or break out of it. And every day you wait, the walls get thicker. So I'll ask again, not as a suggestion, but as a challenge. Which one do you choose? Safe and stuck, or free and fulfilled? There is no middle. Indecision is still a decision, and it always favors your chains. Dreams don't just drop dead one day, they suffocate over time. Every day you say, tomorrow. Every time you say, I can't. Every moment you let fear call the shots, your dream loses oxygen. And one day you'll wake up and it'll be gone. Not because it wasn't meant for you, but because you never gave it air to breathe. That's how mediocrity wins. Not in big dramatic failures, but in quiet daily suffocation. Stop letting your dream gasp for air. Stop letting fear keep its hands around its throat. If you want it to live, you have to fight for it like it's the only thing that matters. Because it is. There is no breakthrough without breaking. There is no strength without struggle. The pain you feel when you grow is the receipt for the power you're about to hold. Stop running from it. Stop expecting freedom to feel easy. Power is earned in the moments when everything in you wants to quit and you refuse. You can't buy freedom with comfort. You can't buy it with excuses. You buy it with sweat, with courage, with the willingness to hurt for a while so you can live free forever. Pain is the price. Pay it. Listen carefully. No one is coming to save you. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when life finally gets easier. You're the rescue you've been waiting for. Every time you wait for someone else to fix your life, you hand them the keys to your freedom. And most of the time, they're not even looking for the lock. This isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you up. You are not helpless. You are not powerless. You are not stuck unless you decide to be. The day you stop waiting for a hero and become your own is the day your life changes forever. Don't stand at the door waiting for someone to open it. Kick it down. Imagine being locked in a room for years, desperate to escape, only to realize the whole time the key was in your pocket. That's what most people's lives look like. They cry about being trapped while holding the very thing that can set them free. Your key is your decision. That's it. One choice to stop believing you are a victim and start living as a victor. The key is not hidden. It's not something you need to earn. You've had it since day one. Every time you say, I can't, you drop it back into your pocket. Every time you say, I will, you put it in the lock. Freedom is not given, it's chosen. And you already have everything you need to turn it. Most people see a limit and think, that's the end. But a limit isn't a wall, it's a sign. It doesn't say, stop, it says turn. Think of it like driving. When you hit a roadblock, you don't park the car and live there forever. You find another route. Yet in life, when people hit a limit, they stop moving completely. That's why they stay stuck. Your limits aren't telling you to quit. They're telling you to get creative. They're forcing you to grow in ways the easy road never would. The most successful people you admire didn't avoid limits. They used them as launch pads. Every detour they took taught them something they couldn't have learned otherwise. So stop cursing the roadblocks. Stop seeing your limits as the end. They are redirections to something better, stronger, and far beyond what you thought was possible. Identity shapes destiny. If you call yourself weak, you will act weak. If you call yourself stuck, you will live stuck. That's why you must declare your new identity out loud. Say it until it's louder than the old story. Say it until your actions have no choice but to follow. I am not limited. I am limitless. I am not trapped. I am transforming. I am not a victim. I am a victor. Words are seeds. What you plant is what you harvest. Stop planting fear. Stop planting doubt. Start planting power with every word you speak. Your voice is the first hammer that cracks the chains. Use it. You can't hold on to excuses and freedom at the same time. One kills the other. Victimhood is heavy. It weighs you down until you can't move. But ownership is the first step toward victory. The second you say, "This is my life, my responsibility, my choice," you take back your power. Stop waiting for someone to set you free. Stop blaming the past, the people, the pain. None of that matters as much as what you decide right now. Victimhood ends where ownership begins. And the moment you own your life, you start winning it back. You can't break what you refuse to see. The first step to freedom is brutal honesty. What chains are you carrying? Whose voice is telling you you can't? Sit with it. Name it. Because every unspoken limit is a shadow that controls you. When you drag it into the light, it loses power. Awareness is not weakness. It's the beginning of strength. Too many people run from their chains, pretending they aren't there. That's why they stay bound. You can't fix what you won't face. Stop lying to yourself. Look your limits in the eye and say, "I see you, and I'm coming for you." Your life moves in the direction of your dominant thoughts. If your inner voice is a broken record of doubt, fear, and failure, you're programming yourself to stay stuck. Reprogram it. Replace every destructive thought with one that builds you. When your mind says, "I can't," respond with, "Watch me." When it says, "You're not enough," answer, "I am more than enough." It's not about lying to yourself. It's about telling the truth louder than the lies. Every time you choose a new thought, you're writing a new script. And the story you tell yourself will become the life you live. A ship doesn't move because the sea is calm. It moves because the anchor is lifted. Action is the anchor of freedom. You can think, plan, and dream forever, but nothing changes until you move. And you don't wait for perfect conditions. You create them by starting. Bold action isn't about being fearless. It's about moving while you're scared. Every step you take chips away at the wall around you. Every risk you take weakens the chains. Don't wait for courage to arrive. Courage shows up when you move. Lift the anchor. Even a small movement in the right direction is enough to break the tide, holding you still. Look at the people around you. Are they pushing you higher or holding you down? Your environment is either a cage or a catapult. You cannot break free while standing next to people who are in love with their chains. Surround yourself with people who make you uncomfortable in the best way. People whose lives force you to aim higher. If your circle isn't inspiring you, it's imprisoning you. Change your environment and you change your destiny. The energy you allow around you seeps into you. Make sure it's fuel, not poison. You will stumble, you will fall. You will get scraped and scarred on the way to freedom. Good. Those scars are proof that you fought. They are not signs of failure. They are badges of survival. Resilience is not about never breaking. It's about refusing to stay broken. Every setback is a lesson. Every failure is a step closer to the breakthrough. Stop fearing the fall. The ground is not your enemy. Staying there is. Rise. Again and again. Every time you get up, you become stronger than the chains trying to hold you down. Your scars are not shame. They are your story of strength. Wishing will never move you forward. You can sit and hope for the rest of your life, but hope without action is just a slow death for your dreams. Desire is the spark, but discipline is the engine that carries you to freedom. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop thinking wanting something badly is enough. Wanting isn't working. Wanting is easy. Working is hard. And that's exactly why it matters. Every step you take while others are still wishing is proof that you're building a future they'll only dream about. Stop wishing. Start working. A fire without oxygen dies. Your dream without discipline does the same. Passion can ignite a spark, but it's consistency that keeps it burning. Discipline is the daily breath you give to the fire inside you. It's the habit of showing up even when you don't feel like it. People think success comes from big dramatic moments. It doesn't. It comes from small, invisible decisions repeated every day. That's discipline. That's how you turn a dream into reality. Every day you choose to show up, you give your dream oxygen. Every day you slack, you suffocate it. Feed the fire. You're going to be tired, you're going to be scared. That's not a sign to stop. That's a sign you're alive and growing. Waiting to feel ready is the biggest lie you'll ever believe. Ready never comes. Strength comes from doing it while your hands shake, while your voice cracks, while every part of you screams to quit. Let me tell you something powerful. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action in the presence of fear. Every time you move scared, you rewrite who you are. You stop being the person who hesitates and become the person who acts. Do it tired. Do it scared. Do it anyway. Because when you do, you'll find out something shocking. You were always stronger than you thought. Fear wasn't stopping you. Waiting for it to go away was. Motivation will not save you. It will not wake you up at 5 a.m. It will not make you push through pain when the excitement is gone. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings change. Consistency is a choice, and choices build character. Every time you choose to act when you don't feel like it, you are building the muscle that breaks chains. Motivation might get you started, but it's consistency that finishes the race. Build the habit. Build the rhythm. Build the discipline that doesn't depend on how you feel. That's how you win. You don't conquer mountains in a day. You conquer them one step at a time. The same is true for your freedom. Small daily wins stack until they become unstoppable momentum. Don't underestimate the power of a single action repeated. It might look insignificant today, but 6 months from now, it's the reason you're standing where others still crawl. Celebrate every small victory. Each one is a crack in the wall, a link breaking in the chain. Keep stacking wins, and one day you'll look back and realize you're standing outside the prison you once called your life. Your breakthrough isn't just about you. Every chain you break sends a ripple through the lives around you. When you rise, you give others permission to rise. Think about the people watching you, your family, your friends, your children, even strangers you don't know yet. When you choose courage, You show them it's possible. When you choose to stay trapped, you teach them to do the same. Your freedom matters because it doesn't end with you. It's contagious. Every chain you snap echoes in the lives of everyone who sees you fight. Your victory could be the reason someone else believes they can win too. Somebody out there is stuck in the same cage you are fighting to escape. They can't see a way out yet, but when you break through, you light a path for them. Your scars become their roadmap. Your survival becomes their hope. You may not know their name. You may never hear their story, but someone is watching, and your fight is giving them courage. This is bigger than your comfort. This is bigger than your fear. When you break free, you don't just save yourself. You carry someone else into the light with you. That's legacy. Close your eyes and picture the version of you 5, 10, 20 years from now. The one who broke every chain. The one living a life that feels free, full, and powerful. That version of you exists, waiting on the other side of the decisions you make today. Can you hear them? Can you hear the gratitude in their voice? Thank you for not quitting. Thank you for fighting when it hurt. Thank you for believing when no one else did. Your future self is not a fantasy. They are real, and they are begging you to move. Every moment you push forward, you are building that person. Every excuse you accept, you are delaying them. The future you deserves better than the limits you're living with now. Don't make them wait another day for the freedom they were born to have. One day, people will tell your story. They will say you played it safe and lived small, or they will say you shattered every chain that tried to hold you down. Which story do you want told? This isn't about ego, this is about impact. The way you live becomes a story someone else tells to find their courage. You are writing that story right now with every choice you make. Don't write a story of fear. Don't write a story of excuses. Write the one where you refuse to stay trapped. Write the one where you broke through. Legacy isn't something you build later. It's built in the now. It starts with the choice you make today, in this moment. Will you stay the same, or will you start the chain reaction that changes everything? Your legacy isn't a speech at your funeral. It's the lives you touched because you decided to live free. One choice can start it all. And that choice is yours, right here, right now. This is the moment everything changes. No more excuses, no more waiting for someday. Someday isn't coming. The perfect moment isn't coming. The only moment you have is right now. Excuses feel safe because they let you hide, but they also keep you chained. Every reason you give for why you can't is another lock you put on your own door. Rip them off. Burn them down. Excuses don't protect you. They bury you alive. You are done hiding. You are done waiting. You are done living half a life because fear keeps writing the rules. This is the day you take the pen back. Say it out loud. Feel it in your chest. Break it. Break it. Break every limitation. Break the walls you built. Break the fear you fed. Break the story that told you you were less than what you are. Every chain you carry has been waiting for this moment. And when you snap the first one, the rest will follow. Don't tap the wall. Don't scratch at it. Hit it with everything you've got. Break it like your life depends on it, because it does. Freedom doesn't come to those who whisper. It comes to those who roar. Roar until the chains fall. You keep thinking freedom is somewhere far away, some mountain you climb one day, some finish line in the distance. It's not. Freedom is a decision. One moment, one choice. You don't earn it in the future. You claim it now. The moment you decide, I refuse to live small. I refuse to be chained, everything shifts. It's not the external chains that change first. It's the internal ones. The day you choose freedom in your mind is the day you've already won. Stop looking for the finish line. Stop waiting for the conditions to line up. Freedom is not a place. It's a mindset. It's a declaration. It's a line drawn in the sand that says, I will never go back to who I was. That line can be drawn today. Words are powerful, but action is proof. Don't just say you want to be free, prove it right now. What's the next move you can make today that shows you are serious? Big or small, it doesn't matter. What matters is that it's movement. Chains don't break because you talk about breaking them. They break because you pull, you push, you fight, you act. Take the first swing. Take the first step. Your next move is the one that starts the avalanche. And once it starts, nothing will stop it. You are born to fly. You are born to live wide, deep, and free. The only thing holding you down is the rope you tied yourself. Cut it right now. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Now. Close your eyes and see the life you want. Open them and make the first move to claim it. You are not weak. You are not stuck. You are powerful beyond what you've been told. The cage is open. The rope is thin. One cut and everything changes. Cut it and watch yourself rise.